say a lot of things about Kobe Bryant. I bet if you ask him, one of his favorite images of his career to go along with the game winners and the championships, it's the Matt Barnes moment. Remember when Matt Barnes put the ball right in his face and Kobe didn't even flinch? So all of those things are Kobe Bryant. And then I will also remember Kobe as this. Kobe, in my estimation, is the greatest player ever to never be the best player in the league. And people get upset at that and say, oh, it's the day Jersey was retired. You can't say it. But to me, it's true. Like, you look at the length of his career, it's hard for me to find a season Kobe was the best player in the league. A lot of seasons, second and third best player. So that's part of it as well. And the post-Shaq, pre-Powell stuff is part of it as well. But over the 20-year stretch of his career, he accomplished so much, he is what he is. I think the 8th greatest player in the history of the sport.
This is the Kobe Bryant Film Room. Hope you guys are having a good day. You're now rocking with the Behind the Bench Sports Network, y'all. Shout out to all the guys in the bench crew. Big Dog Talk Sports, Kelvin, JB, Rashad, Jermaine, everybody, man. And I appreciate you guys watching, man. Let's get it.
Okay, so Nick Wright, Mr. Big Nose and a suit. Never trust a guy who has a big nose and a suit, y'all. They always trying to sell you something. So, I'm going to create a series called The Lie Detector, right? Kobe Bryant Film Room's Lie Detector, right? Where we're going to detect the media's lies, right? All the cap, all the things that they do to downgrade our legends, right? Not just Kobe Bryant, but other legends, right? This is called the Lie Detector, y'all. So Nick Wright made some comments a few years ago about, hey, Kobe Bryant's never been the best player in the world, right? He's always been top 2. He's never been the best player in the world, completely just rewriting history. And that's his justification for ranking Kobe where he ranks him. To me, Nick Wright's list is fraudulent. He's fraudulent. He's a sucker. He's a liar. And he pushes propaganda. And right here at Behind the Bench Sports Network, we love exposing weak people, right? Because to do this, you have to be a weak person, right? So Nick Wright goes on the show lying, as usual, about the legacy of Kobe being Bryant. So what do? We bring up the facts. In this first clip, you're going to hear Shaquille O'Neal, right? Talk about, on the Pivot podcast, talk about his experience with Kobe Bryant in the NBA Finals in the year 2000. Let's watch it, y'all.
Catholic.
Share with us your favorite Kobe memory or story that just makes you smile every time.
So I think it's our first year after we had the scare in Portland, but now we're in the finals. I foul out. Refs is bullshit in Indiana. I'm nervous because I'm like, fuck, if we don't win, I already know what's coming here. We up 3, they tie this, we're going to be in trouble. Everybody's panicking on the bench and Kobe goes. I'm like, motherfucker. And he whispers, I got you, big dog. That's what he says.
I got you, big dog.
Yeah, and that little 5-6 minutes, I'm on the bench like I knew he was nice, but I'm like, damn.
He went crazy.
Yeah, he went crazy. And then I got the press conference and said, this motherfucker's the best player in the world. He is. No, he really is. Like, any motherfucker that's going to tell you they're going to, like, Mike was like that. But anybody that's going to say, watch this, and they do it, and he was like that.
So that was Shaq the Diesel giving Kobe the ultimate praise. And if you actually go watch the clip, you can catch it on the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark, right? If you actually go watch the podcast, you can see Shaq said that shit with a straight face. You know what I'm saying? You could see it in his eyes. He meant it. He actually took off his glasses when he said it, letting you know, emphasizing that he was serious, right? And for some of you out there, that won't be enough, right? Some of you out there, y'all have hatred in your hearts, and that won't be enough. So check out this next Shaq clip in 2001, the very next year. Check it out, y'all.
This series isn't going to be about Shaq versus Tim or Kobe versus Tim or Shaq versus David. It's a team sport. When you got the greatest player in the world, when you play on the greatest team, anything is possible. And our goal was to come in here and get 1 or 2. We got 2. Now that we go home, sleeping in our beds, chilling with our children, having a good time, going through our rituals, doing what we do. We can't give up home court advantage. Now we just have to go home, take care of business. We haven't been home in a long time. We're coming home. I know our fans are going to be ready, and we're going to be pumped up. We love the feeling that we went through last year, and we want to go through it again.
When and why did you come to the revelation that this is the greatest player on the planet, Kobe Bryant?
Because when I first came to L.A., Jerry showed me a tape of this kid, and I knew he had potential. And a lot of people thought we had problems. We never really had problems at all. I'm the big brother. He's the little brother. I want him to be the best player in the world. I really do. So, we really didn't have struggles. I think the media wanted us to have struggles. Just 2 great players playing on the same thing, same team. Things not going well. But, he's right now, he's playing great. He's getting everybody involved. Plus, he's giving opponents the business.
Well, no problems. You are creating problems, though. 2-0 on the Spurs. Let's go back to Kevin.
So that was Shaq after Kobe destroyed the San Antonio Spurs in the playoffs, right? And interviewed by the legendary Craig Sager, right? So now we have 2 years in a row where Shaq says Kobe Bryant was the best player in the world, right? And a lot of people, especially in 2001, conceded that notion, right? Now, 2000, Shaq was probably the most dominant ever that he ever was, right? But 2001, it became more undeniable what Kobe was, right? So now, if you guys don't believe that, and you're still capping with Nick Wright, and you guys want to believe the mainstream media over me, I'm going to take you to what this next person says. Nick Wright's boss. I'm going to take you to what he said about Kobe Bryant. Let's tune in.
I needed one tape.
Who's the best player in the NBA?
Kobe Bryant.
Better than you?
I would have to say right now. He's a really, really good player. Individually, he has some of the best skills that the NBA has ever seen in history. And he's shown year after year after year why he continues to be one of the best players in our league.
So that was LeBron James in his prime, who were predicted to make it to the NBA Finals to face off against the Los Angeles Lakers that season, y'all, but ultimately fell short to the Orlando Magic, the Dwight Howard-led Orlando Magic that season, right? So we have 2 Shaq clips and a LeBron clip. So the next clip is going to be another LeBron clip because somehow Nick Wright, who's trying to promote LeBron James, is going to come out and make ridiculous statements when we all was watching basketball back then, right? And so now I got to go back in the archives to prove Nick wrong, right? And that's how he got the nickname Nick Wrong, because Nick Wright is a liar, right? So let's go to another LeBron clip where LeBron actually reiterates what he says. Let's go to it, y'all.
They're in Cleveland this past week. So let me ask both of you. Kobe, you start. Tell me how you see LeBron's game developing after just going up against him this week.
No, I mean, he's an incredible player. I think, his size and, his mesh with his quickness and his leaping ability, his passing ability, his shooting ability. I think he's just he's a tremendous all-around player.
LeBron, how's Kobe doing these days?
Well, like I've been quoted in the past, and I will continue to be quoted, I think he's the best player in our league right now. What he's able to do offensively and defensively is, it's unbelievable. And I look up to a guy like Kobe Bryant just because of what he's able to do every night he goes out on the basketball court. So once again, I'm quoting again saying that Kobe Bryant is the best player in our league.
So, in conclusion, Nick Wright is an ass. Kobe Bryant Film Room is telling the truth. A lot of Kobe fans are telling the truth. And we should be vindicated by being called truth tellers instead of cappers, right? We come here to only bring you the truth and to squash all of these narratives portrayed by the mainstream media. Why? Because they care about money and pushing agendas to further their cause. And what you say, do you say, hey, we should watch ESPN, or which one should we watch, ESPN or Fox Sports? You shouldn't watch any of them. The only time you probably should tune in is if you're having a bad day and you need to have comic relief, right? If you just want something to laugh at, or use it as an example of what not to do, right? You go to these networks and you watch them. You should come to the YouTube streets and watch Behind the Bench Sports Network and watch all of these YouTubers who are telling the actual truth and putting history in its proper perspective. Now, once again, who you think is better or greater has nothing to do with this conversation. We're strictly talking about the facts. So, once again, to recap this, Nick Wright is lying. He's a liar. He needs to get himself right before he stands with God, because he's on the path where he's getting all this money and he's having all this success. But you already know how that goes in the end, right? So Nick Wright, you owe Kobe Bryant and his family an apology. You should issue it on air, and you should stop capping, because what we're going to do is we're going to go through each and every one of y'all statements, and we're going to bring out the honest to God truth using facts, with no agendas, right? So this is the Kobe Bryant Film Room. Nick Wright just failed the lie detector test.